Hi there, it's Moira McDonald. A wee quickie. Hold on, I'm just going to try and zoom in a wee bit. Maybe even move the camera a wee bit. Aye, that might be better. Right, what I'm aiming for here is, I did this morning, among other things, a wee kind of journaling card. Bear with me while I get my cuppa. Oh, back door's open, so barky 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 in a minute. I did a wee journaling card. It's actually, the back's been printed, but I've also done some stamping on it. So the next one I'm doing isn't printed, so you can watch and see how I do it. What I'm going to do is, I've got a piece of scrapbooking paper that's kind of Christmassy. It's for a Christmas journal, of course, or it would be really stupid. And I am going to use my vintage photo distress ink to basically kind of tone this down because it's white. So starting off my paper, I managed to make a mess as soon as I started. In an ideal world, I think I'm being a wee bit more heavy-handed than I really want to be here, because what I don't want to do is have big, really obvious sweeping circles in my distressing, but well, it'll be covered up by the copious amount of writing that will be done on it. So just basically colouring it over, trying to add to the kind of aged look of this particular sheet of paper. Right, that'll do us. Move that out of the way, and I've got a wee, this is actually for my stamping, but I'm going to use it to clean the table. It's just a wee chamois. It's quite badly marked because there's a limit to how much ink you can ever get out. Right, so that's that. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to add lines to it. Excuse me. I know a lot of people maybe follow the Paula Lemon thing, where she got the bit of corrugated cardboard and ripped it and then gessoed it and turned it into sorry, I could hear chewing it back and I was wondering what it was, but it's just Timmy trying to destroy a ball. Anyway, she gets lines and everything on hers. Now the last one, when I did the lines on the back, I did them so that you could write on the card that way, and I decorated the card that way. This time I'm still going to do the front kind of landscapey, but the back I'll just do portrait because it will be quicker for me when I'm filming like this. So I've got a stamp. It's a Marianne stamp. If you haven't heard of Marianne, it's a thingy, what do you call it? They're a Dutch company, I think. And I got it, wait a minute, I can't put that up there, there's no room, put it there. I got it online from Budley Crafts, which is budleycrafts.com if you're in Britain, and they do quite a lot of Marianne stuff. I'm just going to use distress ink for this. Now the one thing you do need to watch with distress ink is it's depending on what you're printing on. I did some stamping should I say, earlier on some book page, music page, and I touched it and it smudged everywhere and I thought, oh. So that was a bit annoying, but that's the way it goes. Right, just trying to line that up again so I can stamp the bottom. There we go. That'll do. So in terms of the stamping of the lines, that's fine. It just makes it easier for anybody journaling in it to be able to write on a lined surface. Where'd it go there? I'm terrible for putting things down and then forgetting where I've put them. It's upside down. These are all my stamps in this particular box. Now, what I'll also do is, because I've got some wee blanks on this, I'm going to add some just wee words that are Christmas related onto these. And I'm going to use real ink, not distress ink, that's what I'm basically trying to say here, because these dry quicker, so will cause me less issues. So that's the back of my card ready. I'm going to move my card out of the way, sitting next to Percy Potato. If you're wondering why I've got a potato on my desk, this is Percy, and Percy is just here to remind you that I am an idiot. Right, so Percy, if you can just sit over there and watch me make things. Right, so I've got a couple of bits of book page that I'm going to add to this, but what I would like to do with these is do a wee bit of stamping on them, and because you can find yourself in the situation where you don't get the best quality, I'm going to make sure I've got it up the right way up, you don't get the best quality stamp the first time you do it. I am going to just go over these with, use my stamping tool to get a better quality impression. Just trying to see what I can stamp on it. I don't actually have an awful lot of Christmas stamps. I mean, I've got a wee bit more than this. I've got a, let me make sure I get this straight. It's a wee church. And I stamped it on something the other day and I didn't make a very good job of it and it just looked silly. We'll hope that's okay. I think I need more tea. Right, now one of the things I'm stamping here is it's like holly, and what I want to do is, if I can, try and make the most of it, well, when I say the most of it, trying to make the leaves green, and I'm going to use a red stamp pad for the berries, and hopefully it'll come out okay, because I managed to do it in the other thing. And I thought it looked quite good, so I'm going to do it again. I'll do this first and see how that comes out. That's not bad. It is a bit pale, so I'm going to go over that again. See, the problem is when you print, when you stamp on book page, I must admit, I don't know if it's the books I use, but I don't get really dark quality printing. Do you know what I mean? I always feel they look quite pale, and that's why I don't always do it. Or if I do it, yes, you know, I suppose it depends really what kind of stamps you're using. If you're using a silhouette type stamp, you're going to see it, and see it well, whereas these aren't a silhouette as such. Right, I think that's going to do us for that, so I'm going to clean that one off with my chamois and move that out of the way. and up here I've got my church. Now I would quite like to do my church in, I'm going to do that in sepia as opposed to doing it in green and red, because I just don't think it'll look right. So we'll see how that goes. See, the church isn't screaming out at you because of the black print of the music paper. I mean, it's okay, it'll do. It's not a, you'll know it's, you'll see it as a wee church, so I'm not going to sit here and break my heart over it. Right, put them back in my stamps. I don't think I need those again. Something else I was going to do, I'm just looking for somewhere to put this, bear with me. I don't want to put it down in such a place that I stand up and stand on it, because I'm quite good at doing things like that. One thing I was going to do, I had been thinking of, was maybe doing another stamp on that for all that I'd done the lines. So I'm going to get, bear with me, just going to get a bit of book paper here, because what I want to do when I stamp this is I am going to stamp it off, if you like, so that I don't get a screamingly dark impression. It's just a kind of holly and ivy thing again. Sorry, that was a wee bit of, probably a wee bit of chamois or something, or a wee bit of, what do you call it? Yeah, this shouldn't be terribly dark. That'll do me, that's fine, we'll leave it at that. Right, so that's, I think, all my stamping done. Move that up there, move that over here, move those wee bits in, whatever they are. Right, so, my wee card, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my wee bit of book page here. It's from a children's book, so there's nothing offensive in it, and we'll stick that here on that side. There's my glue, there it is. Oh, stuck to a wee bit of cheesecloth. That's the problem, see when your desk's always a mess. You always end up with, where's my tweezers? You always end up with things in the wrong place and sticking to stuff. I do that fairly regularly, or I drop ink. I'm really bad for that. Trying to shut an ink pad and I drop it on something. It's, I don't know, maybe it's just complete and utter clumsiness. Right. And I want to have my wee church over that side. I might actually bring that down a wee bit. Right. So this is basically like doing a tag. It's just that I was lying in bed, as you do, thinking about the old junk journals and saying to myself, do you know, I get really sick of just making tags. I need to make like journaling cards. And the thing is with making the journaling cards, I've made a few digitally that I've used in the past, and that's fine. I'm happy with that. It does. So that's, you know, I've got a couple that I've made in the past digitally, and I can use them. I don't think, well, I have done some Christmas ones, but not very many. but I just thought it might be interesting to do something a wee bit different. So right, I can shut these stamps because I'm not planning on actually using them. Now over and above this, I have done a wee bit of, these are for other ones that I'll be making. I've just cut some things out that I'm going to add to the card. It's just a question of deciding what we're going to add to the card. I think there's a good chance we're going to add a Santa. So I'm going to edge him up a wee bit round the edge just. But then I'm saying there's a good chance I'm going to add a Santa. I might not. I don't know. I'll still have to think about it. No, not something over. I've die cut some words again. The problem is they tend to blend in a bit to the background, which is why I'm thinking I might need to add a Santa, because at least he'll stand out. Sorry, somebody barked outside, so that's code for Timmy running out, barking, and then coming back to tell me he's been out barking. Right, so we can add Joy down there, and Santa there, and maybe stick a wee gold heart there. Or we've got a Noel. It's not the first Noel, because I did one last week, so this is the second. Or we've got a couple of pieces. In Scotland, peace, not spelt this way, but peace is for, well, it's a sandwich, that's, you call it your piece. Or we could just write the celebrate, which I really like. In fact, I think I will write the celebrate. I think celebrate will go on top. Oops, a wee bit of fluff there. Oh, I can also add, I want to add that, but that's going to have to overhang a wee bit, because if I put it up there, it's going to cover the 25th of December, which I don't want to do. So I'll put that on, and it's going to overhang at the bottom, but again, it's not exactly the end of the world. It'll still fit the book. So we shall put some glue on. And add this. It's Timmy barking. Now, although that's covering the 25th of December, you can still tell. Wait a minute, I've just thought, if I put that celebrate, where did I put celebrate? If I put celebrate across, that's going to be across that thing there. Oh no, it's not really. Right, that's fine. I mean, the thing is, you know what it's like, there's always going to be a degree of overlap, and I think that sometimes adds to the interest value. Right, we'll pretend he's no barking, right? Well, he's coming in to tell me whatever he's barking at. No! You be quiet. Well, that worked. And if you believe that, you believe anything. See, when he comes in and barks, do you know what he's really trying to tell me? Well, apart from the mum, 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 mum thing, what he actually wants is for me to go out and lift him up, and I carry him about the garden so that he can see everything. Because I think when he hears things that he can't see, you know, like a dog barking, or he hears the birds all flipping about next door because the neighbour likes to feed the birds, if he hears things but can't see them, he wants me to pick him up so that it gets a better view. Of course he doesn't really, because there's absolutely no way he's going to see them, because most of the times I can't see where they are. Now that L got a bit of glue on it, but we're going to leave that to dry before we start worrying about it, because you can actually just rub it off and get rid of it that way. Right, I was going to put a wee heart in the corner. I was going to put joy in it somewhere, but I don't think I need 2 words. So I'll just put the wee heart, which is a wee glittery heart. And never straight. Always like to do things at a wee jaunty angle. It's not a conventional kind of normal shaped heart. It's I didn't realise that when I was buying them, and I did my usual. I'm very guilty because I buy a lot of stuff online. 9 times out of 10 I don't get a chance to really look at what I'm doing, so I end up doing things quite quickly. Bought an 8 kg bag of dog food the other day and I got the wrong stuff. Unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do about it. But I mean, I'm quite sure the dogs will eat it quite happily, but it wasn't the stuff I was looking for. I'm going to shoot him. I'm not really, I'm just... Timmy, away and bark outside, darling, and ideally right up the other end of the garden so that I don't hear you. Mummy's trying to make a video. You wouldn't catch Percy Potato doing that. Now I need to watch when I'm going round the bottom of that, because what I don't want to do is knock it off. Right, I think that might be us. So where's the lid of the ink? Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Right, I'm not, in this instance, I'm not fussed about adding any lace or anything to this. I am quite happy as it is, and what I'm going to do is, when it's dry, I'm going to give that a wee lick, finger, and get a wee bit of glue off it, and that's it. So basically, there's the back of my journaling card. And if you don't have the stamp, and understandably it's highly unlikely you would have, you can do the Paula Lemon thing and just, you know, with a corrugated cardboard and do that. And then over on the other side, just the added interest, a couple of bits of book page, music paper here. I only kept that Shakespeare in because I thought, hey, Shakespeare. I didn't know Shakespeare wrote music, but maybe he did. Or maybe it's Jimmy Shakespeare, it's no William Shakespeare, who knows. But it says Shakespeare, so Shakespeare, you know, you get a bit of class when you buy a journal off of Moira. Wee bit of music paper, wee bit of children's book page here, Santa image. The Santa image, by the way, I got, I frequently talk about these discs I bought. I bought a couple of discs on eBay of vintage images that are royalty free, and it's one of them. There was a sheet of kind of Christmas card fronts. Some are better than others, and this is one of the better ones. Celebrate, I die cut that. Can't even remember who made the die, to be honest. I don't keep packaging. But anyway, that aside. Stamping at the back, and then just one of those wee perpetual calendars, and the wee glittery hat at the top, and that's us. So I am quite happy with that. There's the other one I did, which isn't quite as elaborate. It's, well, the paper itself in the background was just plain. But we've done the wee berries thing again, and another perpetual calendar, another image from a children's book, and a wee die cut present for Christmas. And that's us. So thank you very much for your time. Any questions or anything you want to suggest or ask me to try and tackle, I can give it a go. And from Percy Potato and myself, hello, I'm Percy. Oh, hold on, Percy's eyes are stuck. Oh no, Percy's got a lazy eye. Come on, Percy, come on, Baba. No, Percy's going to need corrective lenses. Right, thank you very much for your time, and from Percy and myself, I'll see you again soon. Bye. Well, Percy probably won't because he's going to seed. See you later. Bye, bye.